even if they don't capitalize on it, the fact that Van Gundy goes into coach mode immediately and gives you that part of it. Because I don't think people, novices who are just regular basketball fans, I don't think we noticed that without him. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about when it comes down to getting the entire viewing experience. I love it. I absolutely, positively loved it. Or I'm loving it between he and Mark Jackson, as a matter of fact. Mark Jackson's telling you exactly what's going on, play by play, as far as what they should and shouldn't be doing, or how what they're doing is working well. And it's just making you a better, like, if you're listening, because that's part of what I did today while I was rewatching the game. I was doing more listening than anything, to hear these little things that we as fans might miss because we're tweeting about the game and we're doing all these other things during the game. I try to watch it later on when all that stuff isn't going on to be able to pay attention more, one, and two, by the time I hit the air, I'm able to articulate myself better because I'm educated as to what happened. Now, back to the actual ball game. As I mentioned, it ended 96-91. Cavs winning and taking a 2-1 lead in the series. Now, the Dellavedova thing. It's cute. I talked about it yesterday, and now all of a sudden, everybody's in this space, in this trapped, this prisoner of the moment type space that we tend to get ourselves into, and it's cool. It's cool because I understand, the fanaticism that surrounds sports, but I also argue this point that we should have a better understanding of what exactly we're seeing. This is not a one-man show that's defending your MVP of the league. Come on, man, that's not a thing. And then I was so glad last night that Mike Breen again, doing the gig, pointed out the awful shooting performances in finals games that guys like Michael Jordan had, guys like Kobe Bryant had. And you say, why are you glad about that, Mike? Not because I'm just glad that these dudes shot poorly. Nah, not saying that. Not saying that it lets Stephen Curry off the hook for shooting poorly either. But what my point is, I would challenge anybody that's listening to my voice right now, to tell me who were the guys who, quote unquote, shut these two first ballot Hall of Fame guys down. Yeah, I'll hang up and listen. Exactly. So Dellavedova, especially if this Warriors team is able to win this series, yeah, he's going to go down in history as a footnote. Maybe, some sort of Jeopardy question or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? I think win or lose, but even more so, I think he'll just be that wacky guy, that wacky Australian kid that played tough defense and dove on the floor all the time in the NBA Finals, because his story really starts here for most of you guys, because before now, he's a dirty player. He's the guy who hooked Taj Gibson's leg. He's the guy who dove on Kyle Korver's ankle. He was the guy who supposedly tried to roll up on Al Horford. Then last night there was another issue where Draymond Green sets a pick on him, and then he gets frustrated or wants to get some payback with Draymond and kind of goes a little low on him. And knocks Draymond down. The referees apparently didn't see that either. So yeah, he's the flavor of the day. Which, by the way, I'm not taking anything away from the effort that he put forth. By no means, this kid had to go to the hospital last night. Cramping, dehydration. They had to pump some fluids in him. He played until he literally really didn't have any more. So good for him and good for them. Now, here is the other thing I want to say about him as far as the Golden State Warriors go. That kid can't get 20 points, though. He can't have 20. He can't. Nah, that can't happen. I don't care how he got them. I don't care if it's Klay Thompson saying that they were lucky shots and all this kind of stuff. I don't care. That's irregardless to the fact. Yeah, there's no way that dude can get a dub on you. Not him. Not that. And I understand the whole They playing at home. The crowd's into it. He's the energy guy, and energy guys usually thrive in those situations. You know, that's like the perfect pig and slop type situation. You know, he's there. He's in his element. Everyone's screaming, Dele, Dele, doing that whole situation there. Understood. But yeah, it is. Oh yeah. Coop's in the he's in the chat room right now. Dele has gone from yesterday's story to a possible footnote of the series. I asked the question: who were the guys who shut Kobe and Mike down? Anybody remember? You remember Coop? Yeah. Who were those guys? Yeah, exactly. And that's who Dellavedova was going to be. Like, yeah, you remember when Steph Curry had that crazy shooting night and he couldn't hit anything? Yeah, but who was guarding him? I don't know. I think it was some white dude. Where was he from? Austria? Ireland. Where was he from? That's going to be the conversation in 5 years. Yeah. So it's a cute story now because that's what everybody's looking for. Everybody's looking for the story, and everyone can foresee this LeBron going home story coming full circle, and it being one of those beautiful, sports moments. People like, you know what? Thanks, Rob, for doing this because the situation is terrible here on the Wi-Fi side of my situation. But Rob is in the chat room. He says people will remember Dellavedova. And I'll ask a question again, and I'll hang up and listen. Who was the guy who kept Kobe's shooting situation down? Who was the guy who kept Michael Jordan's down? Who knows who those guys are right now? Thank you. So, yeah, sometimes good shooters on big stages have bad moments. We're gonna go to game 4. We're gonna see if that fourth quarter, let's see if that 17-point fourth quarter that Steph had woke his little butt up. Because for what is, and here's the thing that happened last night to me. Like, I was about to get absolutely PO'd. Like when that 20-point lead happened in the third quarter, I was like, this can't be happening. And it has nothing to do with I'm not rooting for anybody. I want the series to go 7 games, and I want it to be good. You know why? Because right now, if you're sensitive, close your ears. Basketball season has a possible 4 games left in it. Yeah, I don't need one to be a throwaway. I don't need any of them to be a throwaway, especially when it's the best of the best. No, I need all these games to be exactly what they've been, close games. That's what I need. Yeah, Joe Dumars, Isaiah. I don't even think it was that series. And here's the thing: you're talking about the Eastern Conference Finals, Coop. I'm talking about bad performances in the NBA Finals. Yeah, so it wouldn't have been Joe Dumars, Isaiah. Nice try. Yeah, nice try. That's my point. That when it's all said and done, the Dellavedova thing will be a cute story for now, and then become a footnote. Because win or lose, this is about LeBron James or about Stephen Curry. Period, point blank. They win, this is going to be all about LeBron coming home and taking a bunch of bums the way he couldn't do the first time, well before he left, when he had like Boobie Gibson and them boys. He couldn't win it with those guys, but came back 5 years later, a little bit of gray in the beard, hairline doing whatever it's doing. He's getting older. He's 30 years old now. And being able to say, you know what? F the world. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a LeBron James who's like, F the world. I'm about to do what I do. I don't care about efficiency. I don't care about shooting percentage. I don't care about any of those things. I'm about the ball. And that's he's shooting under 40% right now. That's not the LeBron James that we know. Rob mentioned yesterday a story that I always tell about LeBron that kind of just put me at, I don't know if I want to say, well, yeah, for lack of a better word, I'll say put me at peace with the basketball player that LeBron, let's say for in this case was. It was after Kobe Bryant scored his 80-something points against Toronto. The next day, they got to ask all the stars in the league, how they feel about it. And LeBron's comment was, if he had done that, he wouldn't be able to have looked his teammates in the face the next day or in the eyes the next day. And, it's one of those things where initially you're like, well, damn, dude, come on. They just got to understand you're the best player on the team. You're the best player in the league at that time, arguably. But that's who he is. At that time, it mattered to him what people thought, especially his teammates, what his teammates thought. But yesterday I told Rob, they might as well have a funeral for that LeBron James. He's dead. Apparently, he's dead because LeBron is pounding the basketball into the court. And as long as Golden State is content with playing him one-on-one, it's going to be what it is. I'll miss. And now today I'm reading everywhere the same thing I said yesterday, Rob. The same exact thing I said yesterday about him missing shots basically only become assists to Tristan Thompson because Draymond can't keep him off the boards. He can't. Speaking of Draymond Green, it's been a non-factor. Like everybody's gonna concentrate on the MVP, on Steph Curry. Draymond's losing, man. He's losing in so many different ways. I talked a couple of days ago about the Golden State Warriors' ability to go small, play Draymond at the 5, and just kind of run big dudes off the court. That ain't happening now. Mozgov, and I said the only way you keep them from doing that is if you take advantage of their lack of size on your end of the court. That's exactly what's happening. Because Draymond can't help and get back to Tristan Thompson is just a maniac when it comes to offensive rebounding. It is what it is, and he's bigger than Draymond. Draymond's a 6'6", 6'7" dude. Tristan Thompson's 6'9", 6'10". He has a true power forward body. Draymond Green is a very, very undersized power forward, and when he's not hitting shots, when he's not providing you anything on offense, 7 points last night. If he's not providing you anything on offense, it's a lose. It's a lose, and he's got to do better. He's got to do better than what he's doing. I know, and that all that overreacting to every single call. Come on, man. When I see Steph having to calm this kid down, it almost feels as though the size of the stage and the magnitude of the moment is getting to him. Because every foul can't call for you to be throwing your arms and doing all. I know you're a passionate player, but understand. Like, look at Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala understands he's playing the best player in the world, and he's being asked to take on a gigantic task in that. So he does what he can do. They call a foul. Hey, he just throw his hand up and like, that's what it is. Not Draymond. Draymond got to contest everything. He got to stare at the referees now. Worry about you. Here's the thing. Between him and Harrison Barnes, if they give the Warriors 10 points apiece, just 10. Draymond had 7. Anybody want to guess how many Harrison Barnes had? Yeah, goose egg. 0. Yeah, was Dellavedova guarding him too? 0. And look at if you DVR the game, look at the shots. 0-4-8, I believe. Look at the shots Harrison Barnes had. Just look at the open jump shots he had. The shots at the rim that he had that he blew and missed. That's a lapse in concentration. That's a guy who, again, just seems as though the moment, he's not prepared for the moment. And that if they wanna win the series, it's got to change. Because the Cavs seem pretty dug in as far as what they're gonna do and how they're gonna approach this series. It's Sports Kings Live on Big Mike. Try to get Rob Calloway back on this situation. Try to get my Wi-Fi back popping so that we can do the show together, our show together. We're on Spreaker.com. Also, the Spreaker app for your Windows, Android, or your Apple device. You guys can jump into the interactive chat room. Rob's in there. Mark Cooper's in there hanging out right now, interacting with me and the conversation that's going on right now. Also, don't forget Twitter, Instagram.